Rick, there is this 180-degree pivot that every business leader is going to have to make. What is that in this new economy?
The pivot is that after 300 years where we've had an economy in equilibrium, supplies equal to demand, because of globalization, productivity, and technology, supply in the developed world far outpaces demand. So we now have a demand-based economy. And while when we wrote the book, it was largely the developed nations, we now see in China that the same problem is emerging.
Yeah, and you mentioned that they're looking at what? Outsourcing to?
Africa.
Yeah, and so that's the global economy that we're in.
It's absolutely the global economy that we're in, which is that it's not us against somebody else.
All right.
It's we're all in this together.
So I've kind of pointed out to the audience is kind of what this shift from supply to demand means, that on the supply side, we'll angst over every penny we pay a supplier. We're focused on cost, but we don't spend a minute on price. You know, it's kind of like that.
Exactly.
So what are the other things that are going to be different about focusing on the demand versus the supply?
First, most companies create supply, and then they use marketing and sales to go in search of demand to absorb the supply they've already created. The simple thing is to first understand that there's demand, understand the demand in its flavors, current, latent, and emerging, and then align your current supply or the supply that you're going to create so that it better satisfies the demand that you know exists than your competitors. It is 100% foolproof. If you satisfy demand better than your competitors and you price it right, which usually gives pricing power, you grow, period.
And my favorite example in the book, the dog food industry. And here, there was this one segment, the performance fuelers, that I remember it was a small percent, but represented like 25% of the profitability in the entire industry. So if you can find that and laser focus on it.
And in every industry, in every single industry, there is this group of people who have a higher level of demand. They are price indifferent, and within reason you charge more. You understand how to create that supply, and there's usually the 20-80 rule doesn't apply, but usually 25% of the profit by something like 5 or 7% of the customers. It works every time.
And so for B2B, one of the things I enjoyed you saying is that, I think what it means specifically is you've got to give your salespeople absolute definitive lists of who to go after. Because if you let salespeople just go after any low-hanging fruit, that'll kind of suck you to low profitability faster than anything else.
It was like that great question, how hard do you have to sell latent demand? You don't. If someone's thirsty and you bring them water, they want to drink it.
Got it. So find the latent demand, laser focus solution, and find it in the segment where all the profitability is hanging out.
Easy to do.
You got it. Rick,
every time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.